we were excited today because we had the Oregonian coming, Benjamin Brink, and he's over there talking to another reporter because it was mix-up. And I was concerned that the Oregonian was scooping itself, eating each other, because it was another reporter who contacted me. So I called Benjamin, and he was actually at Cameron Witten's 50th day. So he cares about this. He's seriously cares about that. So I'm going to go talk to them and see if there's any problem. Hey. Anyway, that's pretty awesome.
Is this what 99 uses when he shoots it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you use when you shoot?
I have a
But same.
But we use the same channel. We use the same channel. It's live.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. This is Benjamin.
You keep doing what you're doing. I'm just going to keep shooting.
So anyway, you're entertaining viewers. Do we have any viewers?
No.
Okay. I tweeted that I was going on, so.
Oh, right on.
So we'll have some. But
yeah,
I'm people who follow the channel.
I've stayed here seeing.
So did I scare her away?
Oh.
No, she just
she's right there.
She's never met me, and she just wanted to talk to me for a second.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay, it's cool then.
She wanted to know who I was and why I was taking pictures.
Yeah, no, this is great. They didn't know that they
Usually she takes her own
both
pictures.
from the Oregonian.
Yeah.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, because she freelances for us, and so often her stuff is used in the weekly.
Mary is very devoted.
Aw, Jeffy. So, that's really awesome. Thank you.
Vigil for.
Anyway.
I was first.
Check out Jeffrey right now. Jeffrey right there. Yeah, check it out. Talking to her about me. Probably talking about Vigil. Anyway, Jeffrey, who we're talking to right now, he was saying that he had to move because he didn't have a place to set his things. And the crazy thing is that the city could make lockers for houseless people with a sliding scale so we could all use them. But they haven't done that. But instead they try to steal belongings, but I just showed him the law. So we know the law. No, you can't steal belongings. We're outside the pedestrian use zone, and even if we weren't, you couldn't steal the belongings, thanks to the 9th Circuit Court ruling, which was, let's see, when was it? When was this ruling?
It's been 2 weeks now. Well, 2 weeks when the Oregonian got it, and then I'm gonna say even before that, it was probably 2 weeks before the Oregonian got it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out when this court ruling happened. But I would say that it wasn't long after 9/11. Hi there. So I took away the surprise. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I lost it, so. Anyway. So, from Oregon, are you I'm resident. Yeah, I'm resident. Born in the Portland Hospital before, I guess, what was it, St. Vincent before it moved? Well, this is the Vigil at City Hall to lift the camping ban. Vigil at City Hall to lift. Yeah, from Occupy Portland. The Oregonians covered the Vigil. We haven't. Vigil TV is new. I mean, we got our Ustream locked down before we were pinned to the Wi-Fi here. So we just got that name, and that's when it really took off. And then I joined me and other. We have about quite often it does have something to do with that. Like every morning they have, and we document that. Uh, I tell them with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals rule that they can't seize those people's property even if it breaks the city code. Because we have the Fourth Amendment, Eighth Amendment, First Amendment. I say we. I'm not all this. May 1st.
Right on.
2012. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I started streaming before that, but I really wasn't running. I from donations and bought a mold clear hotspot. And that's yeah. And what's really cool is people who haven't had a cell phone in their lives, no CD player, not even a color TV. We have a guy who's not had a color TV in his life. And we have a picture of this guy reading the comments that people are making live and going around filming on the street. It was pretty special. Yeah, we have about 6 of us who have taken a turn.
And did you get the cell phone too from donations? Because that's
Actually, yeah, friend. We don't need a working cell. So we just need the camera and the internet capability. So we have our own internet. And I can see multiple clear spots going around town because houses half of their homes we're trying to put a picture together by just interviewing people and witnessing what's going on. And it's not, there's types of language, so I would caution anybody if they're watching. I put a Ustream on, YouTube, which is occupied. The one I gave you was just raw, and the other one called Occupy Digital TV, and that's a Ustream channel that I would recommend. And Benjamin actually just told me to not make them so long, even 20 minutes, 15, 10, 10 is fine. Unfortunately, I don't have editing software, so the way I have to do it is just to take 10 minutes instead of 20, I have a 3-hour video twice. It's just
I was gonna ask you that.
I have to edit on YouTube. I don't have software to do it.
See that?
Yeah, absolutely. If we raise $34 donations again for this, then people will actually have it in software. 34.
34.
No.
Yeah.
Where do you raise that? To get the software?
You hear that, people? $34, and we can get software to edit our videos so you don't have to see 20 minutes, you can see 10 at a time. All people who have more money than time send us donations. OPDXVigilTV@gmail. Is it better? I haven't heard anybody who worked with it.
I didn't have it. So one thing you see people say that buy or like start first.
Yeah, maybe first was real kick. Yep. Yeah, 99's on the town. He's got the drum circle. He's got the Blanche house where folks eat. Where have we gone? 99. Where?
Took them to Voodoo Donuts.
Yeah.
Took them to
We say them because we have viewers. So we're like, hey, people, live.
basically gave them a little run around on day-to-day activities of how the homeless are getting by, what they're doing to pass their time away.
And just one thing I would say is that the homeless is now becoming like a civil rights issue, splitting into a different kind of community, behavioral split. And we have on Vigil TV, you'll see them talking about people driving by with ideal camping ban, I think it's succeeds. They're not recreational camping, and the camping ban says you can't have a blanket. So police had literally taken a blanket off the man's shoulder in the rain, saying that he was recreational camping. That would be wrong because our demonstration needs to things to avoid breaking even city code. But even if we're breaking city code, the Constitution is being upheld federally. Thank goodness. But we're not. We are on the area in the city called outside the pedestrian use zone. That's where we demonstrate. We leave the ADA here. We stick the curb. So we see cops people lined up on the curb and police taking possessions when they're not there. That's ruled upheld as illegal. Calling us campers is another thing. We're demonstrators, and all the people who have joined us are demonstrating by sea. They're saying, I would sleep on the curb, there's nowhere else to go. So, if there's nowhere else to go, we have to have people like that. Sleep deprivation is a serious problem. And sleeping in grooves is really important. Watch over to make sure that their stuff isn't stolen, the police don't bully. And some officers are seeming to get picture say over time. We keep bugging them. Sorry, this is illegal. This is inhumane. They're getting the picture. That's why we have to back them off here and say, first of all, in your demonstration, camping is site is defined as having open, plain, bedding, camping area.
Structures, instructors.
Structures is a different city code. They also the same break. I came on it. That's my understanding. We can tell them our camping. But the thing is, this is legal, and the camping law also says you have to do it with the intention of a place to live. We're mixed. Some people have homes, some people don't, but they wouldn't be on a sidewalk.
Living. I'm not here to live. Trust me.
We're working.
There isn't proper bathroom facility, showering facility, and there isn't a kitchen or a living room with a TV.
Yeah, so it's obviously not camping if campsite is defined as a temporary place to live. Every position is obviously protected by the Constitution. So the police come every morning to wake everyone up and tell them that they can't have more than 2 signs. They can't carry more than 2 signs, that they can't walk away from their things more than 2 feet. The burden of having to keep your possessions with you is so great. When I have approached people and said, hey, somebody gave me an idea. Lockers on that city building. Just line the city with lockers. Sliding scale is my idea, so it's still integrated because I think we can offer it to everyone. I don't like these things where you have services to the houses with everything or desk when you can just do things on a sliding scale. And if people would think about, like, you could put a campsite under a bridge, like an art bar. You could keep security there, be safe, stay there for a few minutes at a time. They could have done that. It takes me like 30 seconds to think of an idea like that.
But they bum-proof them. They want to bum-proof under the bridge.
Yeah, we have a video where a guy says, the city's solution is to put up fences around the bridges.
Why are you people at night? What are your fears that what could happen to you?
Okay, so if you're just left alone, first of all, police pick on you. They try to call you a campground, take your blankets, take your possessions. The idea is not in my backyard. City Hall is really adamant about not having this demonstration right here. We've got a lot of attention. Instead of being happy that we're helping the public get involved so that the priority, right now the public is not going to have a priority of solving houselessness because they've been told that it's public.
We have 2 people from Oregonian here interviewing and asking about the vigil. We got, and then we got her right there. The police cars that you see in the background, there was a guy on the inside uh, with no shoes on that refused to leave. So they were asking him to leave because he had no shoes on. And he refused to leave, so they called the police. The police aren't here because of us. There's something else going on.
Rape, robbery, murder. Nobody's gonna know in a house this person is dead. And a lot of violence against women. It's people are pitted against each other in a dog eat dog world.
Yep.
So the system is making life systems. And what Occupy taught me is how it can be different. We live together.
We have to.
We all look like campers. Nobody looked houses or not houses. Nobody looked. I mean, there were people who were daytimers like myself. There were people who held it down, like my friends are. A lot of them were houses because a lot of folks had trouble leaving their home and paying rent and coming to occupy camping. They provided that space. So when the camp broke up, I realized that people that had a lot of them
right on.
A lot of them stopped, a lot of different problems because they were solved because their basic needs were met. When those basic needs are met, I brought them.
Oh, you're fine. You're really fine. Are you from up here in Portland? And you just working here? Oh.
There you go.
That's okay.
I got coffee for us.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell him.
So this is what happened. Everybody had their basic needs met, and that meant that people were capable with security and food and so forth to care about themselves and each other and be driven by a higher purpose, whatever it was. It was a fight for justice. So you pick an issue. You didn't care about
No,
justice.
he was trying to impress some girlfriend he had with him. Have you some up? Change the lining of it. It ain't gonna change the meaning.
Because I started hearing the stories.
Want to hear a recent one?
Yeah.
11-year-old girl was found walking around on the street. A couple homeless people found her, took her down to the camp, got her intoxicated, and had her away with her. The whole camp had.
Nice.
3-4 guys. She was there for the weekend. They were looking for her Thursday. As early as Wednesday night, they sent some little kid. Thought they were talking about a baby. So Saturday morning, you find out that the girl is only 11. And yesterday, a Sunday, they said that the police found her and got her in police protective custody.
Oh my God. Now, was the girl houseless, or was she just separated from her
The
parents?
girl was a runaway. Yeah.
Why was she a runaway? Why did she leave?
Nope. There's no real reason to run away from home except you're rebellious against your parents and your mom and dad.
She was in a group home. I think there is reason. We talked to people who were in group homes who were being abused there. Seriously. So we have runaways on the street where you think, okay, let's put them somewhere safe, but they're petrified of going back because the abuse is not in check. Nobody's, there are runaways on here, but that's really tragic.
Yeah, the 11-year-old.
Yeah.
What about sleep? I mean, if you're running people at night, are you sleeping during the day or?
Well, I have a house to go back to.
And
But there were times where the only people guarding other people were themselves sleep deprived. They give up, a lot, and it gets pretty cold. We're going to be here in winter again.
But were you staying up all night with 9/9? Were you taking shifts, or how did you guys do it?
I took a shift every other day. So I was here every other day for 5 months overnight. And that was during the winters. I learned something. A houseless person gets their socks wet because they don't know how to take care of themselves when they're here. Like myself, I've had some experiences. They're not as dire because I know in my mind that I can go home. If I had that happen, see, I froze. My feet were freezing. It makes my whole body cold. And I've learned my lesson about how important it is not being on. But a lot of people don't have rainproof clothing, or they lose it. So people are freezing. I'm trying to think of all the ways you can die from this. You get a cold, and this happens to you. You get wet, and you won't dry up. Try to go into a restaurant or something warm up. No.
oh yeah, you're not getting in there because you don't have no money to spend, and then based on how you're perceived on how you look, you're not getting in there. I'm sorry, we doesn't have we don't have public restrooms.
Has Blue helped the Blue program?
Well, this one up here is open and nice. But when I went down there, I walked down the blocks. Not all of them.
No, it
They have
helps.
the same problem.
It has helped for people that needs a place to sleep. Has a lock on it. You can go in there, lock it, go to sleep.
That actually was my case. I went down to this one, it was closed. I went down 20 more blocks, it's closed. I don't set foot in certain establishments because of moral. I could have gone into McDonald's, but Occupy protested with Alec. McDonald's and Alec. I don't eat genetically modified, so I won't go into McDonald's or Starbucks. Yeah, I did one time. I had to because there's a bathroom. And when I walked into this Seattle's Best or whatever, I was like trying to look like I was gonna buy something maybe. I have before. And I get into the bathroom and I realize I'm not fooling anybody. I had stuffed clothes, multiple layers, big backpack with a blanket wrapped in twine. My hair's all messed up. After that, I couldn't look at people in the eye. And I rode the bus home, and I couldn't look at people for like 20 hours. And that was a real eye-opener.
And how long before you started to get help, you were able to get more sleep yourself and able to kind of get off the street and just do the vigil instead?
I never had a problem.
No, right.
She,
I mean, but
she lives in a home.
right, sure, but you were able to.
You mean the difficulty of being here every other day? Yeah. Okay, so Occupy Portland had fewer participants in this vigil until recent.
Okay.
So, and the people who were with us were really hardcore into trying to make this last.
How many people do you have helping you out?
Oh, geez. I mean, there's varying degrees of help, right? There's somebody who brings a cloud one day, we will never eat again. We just can't fight it. There's other people who come here all the time, more frequently than me. 99 is always here. No, but I can't estimate it because, like I said, there's some people who are just in and out. There's some people I spend all the time. I would say in Occupy Portland there might be 25 really seriously dedicated people to helping the vigil, even if we don't see them very often. They've helped us quite a bit.
Okay. So you do have that. I wanted to ask you about that. What you were able to finally get until you and that sort of thing.
I'm okay. I've never been anything other than okay, except the head trip. Because when that happened to me, I started realizing, okay, here's something else that happened. When I couldn't find a bathroom, I was looking at that clock like I wanted to cut it. I've never thought about doing something like that. The reason I did is because my imagination went far to feeling like I was houseless because the experience of not having a bathroom and being wet and not being able to look people in the eye after that. That I was identifying. It was a little bit too real, right? I was emotionally just. But when I went,
Got a big bundle of smokes there, it looks like.
No, yeah, I got
when I came back and I saw a couple tires or lattes and whatever, and blah 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 blah, I was like, "Argh." And I was like, where's this animosity coming from? That was me yesterday. What's going on? You know, I mean, not necessarily the watch. Yeah. The animosity was great enough that, and I started noticing the laws to keep the city livable don't apply. They don't apply to us. Nobody cares. Like he's talking about the bathrooms in the stores. Nothing what people do about it. That's why they lock them up at night. And the city says, oh, we have to do that or there'll be breaks. And so maybe get an attendance. The city used to have attendants. What are your jobs? They're clean and safe to harass houses. You could take every job out of that, every of money like that they used to hurt people. You could put into making lockers, like I said, or making attendants for bathrooms.
There's no money in that.
That's the problem. We've traced every suffering to money. And that's why we're here, is because they don't have an incentive to cure anything. They're making cushy jobs, making TPI had a lot of services, but it also had a lot of seedy, money things going on, including making sure that and trymen get profiled. You need to get services. It's not an option. They have role, they have medical, psychological, whatever. They have mandated like AA. Whatever people have to solve problems about why they're here, it's a service and you get into housing thing, it's mandatory. They have like to be, but they have no money. So now Ryman has no Fairless Square. But the cops look for people with lay clothing. No. They bust them, they go to jail. It's ridiculous. Jail. 10 days at a time. And what's happening is when you lose your possessions, you lose your freedom, first of all, you hate the authority. You hate that the public. So here's this underworld of people who have to get along together and get angry at other people for not doing something. But it also makes the reason houses rose 30% in 2011 is because now it's becoming a permanent condition. Something will pay up rent 6 months at a time and be on your feet again in an apartment is no longer happening. And then 99's telling me that you can't get an apartment. They won't rent to you. And I know that if you have an address, you can get a job. They see that your address is TPI, and they know that's why East Coast there's a state U.S. Homeless Bill of Rights to stop that kind of discrimination.
Started in May, that
It goes up immediately. Yeah.
so you started doing that, and then
Yeah, it goes up live. So when you sign up for Ustream, you're on.
do you work in addition to this? Do you have another position? Okay,
My husband and I have tried very hard to keep me, as I say, not discriminating against people who have jobs, because I believe more people need to be fighting for rights. And we have lowered our standard of living so that we don't have extra, we don't buy junk, we don't go to, this is our pleasure. And so he works, we reduce our cost of living, and the goal was to not have me take the job because I'm too busy working. I mean, everybody wants to work toward their dream. And so I would say I'm living the dream.
have you brought in a nonprofit?
Yeah, I'm not for nonprofits. I have to bless those people for what they do, but I'm not. I think that people give to nonprofits, they give money, and there's overhead and so forth. But who's backing the volunteers? I was working with the California grassroots campaign to get genetically engineered chickens. And what I saw until they got off the ground is volunteers driving around with their gas, putting their houses on the market, doing their own flyers, all those expenses, begging people to support it. But they were waiting for a big organization that I didn't have to go to your neighbor who's doing work and support them, because it takes a village to make a volunteer.
or to run a nonprofit.
But I mean, I appreciate the people who take a reduced salary. Now, a lot of nonprofits, the purpose is to pay somebody $100,000 a year or make themselves jobs, and so that's really sinister to me because people don't realize what they're paying.
The goal behind the videos, is it to raise awareness, and why is it crucial?
Okay, so if you look at the stories that I posted, it's Occupy Vigil TV on not YouTube, but on YouTube is Occupy Vigil TV.
So it sounds like she doesn't mind walking by and seeing homeless cluttering the streets.
Well, your distrust noted. We do have how do you
Apply for jobs for groups.
very good. Okay, there we go. We've had bad reporting, and there's a lot of mistrust, and I'm sorry that that's why I called Benjamin and went, what's going on? Because I apologize, but you know that, I mean, the Ratlandia piece, we have disease in this with rats. It's been around for many years. They tried to blame it a year later on the camp. What they knew is that we asked them to take care of the rats before they had babies, and they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to let them flourish, get danger, have complaints, and get us off of City Hall. And then we had a piece come out in I don't know what, Lemon, I think, you can check, but it was called Ratlandia, and it was blaming, even though there's a person in there that said otherwise. It was a balanced article until you get to the end, and it's always end where they throw something in there to spin, and I really take a step to that because we have been the only thing to fight for justice, whatever the issue is. And I don't get how people are discriminating against the poor when everybody has different, I mean, there's a lot of different religions, and there's a lot of people who don't have one. But Christianity is based on Christ. Christ was based on helping the brother, especially the poor who are sacred and the door to heaven, help them. So what is wrong with people who come by with an air mark? You know, that includes, I mean, the percentage of hatred in house is hateful. That's why the Vigil TV, I want to show, look, these are people, mishaps in life happen, but if you have no support system, you become houseless. In our city, with them using the code of the Constitution, you stay houseless because you have everything stolen. Everything that endanger you is quadrupled at city policy because they want it out of sight, out of mind. They put vendors around bridges and they wake people up and sleep right out. We have people who came here who've been walking 3 days, and it was only when they got to this island we were able to let them. They're really getting sick from this.
When you post video, do everything on that little That's amazing.
And we don't have phone service or internet. We bought our own internet, $50 a month. You know, raise donations for that. Sometimes it's going to come from us. I mean, that's the way volunteers, right? Volunteers have to do all the work and they pay for it. But we have supporters. That's why I think Vigil TV is going to get bigger, because it's not just our mission. It's the mission of various cameras, the mission of a lot of the Occupy people. But now it's expanded to the United States and the world, where we're just now getting. There was a fella. Can I say about the pizza? I think that's 99. The pizza.
What about it?
Can I say that?
It's a nation.
Yeah. Guy who lives in Midwest bought us pizza for our we meet twice a week on strategy. And one of the main purposes also is the strategy of telling police, hey, we're filming and we're telling you what our rights are. And we've had a lot of success in kind of having them leave. waiting and watching for somebody to step away 5 feet and then come in and grab it, it's obviously not abandoned. So it's just a tactic. And it's not coming from the police, it's coming from there.
People and the public to have this video up there? Is it like their voice? And
Well, it could be.
that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you get these stories out, some tell me how they became houseless, and I use the word houseless because these people, okay, the cop said transients to me, referring to houses. They've been Portlanders all their life. How dare you say transients? You know, but homeless has become a slur, like another type of person is just a housing condition. So, houseless is kind of weird because it's really more like housingless. I live in an apartment, I'm not houseless, right? That's why, because of the public perception, it's becoming a slur. So, it's really sad, because it wasn't a slur before. It was humanitarian work. These people are without shelter. But, yeah, the stories are there so that people can hear how this happened, what is happening to them, you know, what they're subjected to by the system, by other people, by what is being done to them by the public, and what is not being done for them. This is the thing that works. You have about $500,000 for one house. You have 130 in TBI for $47 million. But there's no stakeholders at the table. There's nonprofits who are dependent on public funding, you know, funding them, and there's a conflict of interest sometimes with some of the way we put the city. But if you have just organizations, nonprofits like Right to Survive, who are, you know, there for, you know, change, and not institutionalized. Right to Survive wants people off the street. They don't want to make it institutionalized so that we always have houses. And the comment in City Hall, we got rid of people off the street, more people to come. That means these are placeholders to them. And the fact that we had, what I want is stakeholders. Because if we had houses at the table, City Hall said, okay, let's see, we've renewed the 10-year plan to end homelessness. We're in year 7. Houselessness increased 30% in 2011. We've failed. So now we're listening. What do you guys want? Instead of asking their consultants and the few nonprofits that they work on, where people are getting a lot, huge salary, if they ask people like Right to Survive or Sisters of the Road, and those organizations, you know, they're run by houses of people and they're advocates. They ask them, there would be no waves. We want people off the streets. We want them not persecuted, not in danger. We don't want to make a $47 million building. Housing could be affordable. There's a lot of ways to make this. And it wouldn't be light on the city. It wouldn't turn it all messy or whatever people are afraid of. But
Look at Dignity Village. That's affordable housing.
Which one?
Dignity Village.
that's from Right to Survive. That apparently is a model across the nation. That's what I've heard, you know, other people saying, that they are a model. It's a community and a self-sufficient. If people were allowed to be in communities and naturally overprotective, we work as a community, we all cross lines together. Right now, everybody's being split up like roaches, where they stomp their foot on the ground and they get scattered to the back. And they're not happy until outside, way in the dangerous areas of town. And that's really the goal. And any of these security risks that they talk about, I'm sorry, put security guards anywhere. They have jobs to get rid of people, they have jobs to keep them safe. And there's plenty of solutions. We haven't had so much as an open conversation. They should be for being, like I said, 17 years into the 10-year plan. they should tuck their tails in between their legs, have a little humility, and say, okay, I'm sorry. But they don't have any respect for people who know.
The council or
The council, the city council. Now, that's a challenge. I should say, I'm not saying this, I don't think they'll ever change.
And the business alliance. So the city ain't doing it by themselves.
Portland Business Alliance. They're the ones with lean and safe, which are the thugs.
so I want to ask that, and I also wanted to see
Portland Business Alliance, those are the thugs.
how can the public help? How can you reach out to this organization or movement?
Well, I mean, what we provide, the place to light a candle and let yourself feel it. Interview you and find out what you think and talk to you about what you think. Let you hear other videos of civil challenging exceptions. And I think every person we talk to understands what's really going on and has their eyes open will automatically share that with other people. What they do is they jump to the idea of how to solve a problem, and then just hearing that it can't be solved, blaming the victims. But what we should do is just say, okay, no, we care. Solve this. We care. We'll figure out how to solve it. And once you demand that it be solved, there's only one path, and that is to ask the people who are on the street what's going on, and they're advocates. There's no other way. You can't possibly know, like, what I'm doing. Somebody should have been out here interviewing house people as a job of city council. See how you get here, what are your problems, what's the police, how are you keeping warm. They had even sent somebody part-time to do that in this situation. Unless they didn't want to listen. I mean, the jail system is knocking. We have an occupation over there too, and it's new. But they talk people coming out of the jail. One thing they found is that they're knocking people out who have 8 years in a month to make room for the homeless people that they ticket on TriMet or ticket for having a don't pay. The reason is to put a community only for homeless folks. That's outrageous.
Call newspaper?
That's
Final
not
call newspaper.
the solution
Final
to make
call
homeless support.
newspaper.
Did you know that's important? Hi there. There's homeless support.
This is good.
Hi there.
I studied math part and
Right.
it was awesome coming from the country
Huh?
and being ignorant. This is one of the first things. I didn't even know this thing existed.
It's really
And
important.
I said, no wonder they don't want us to be educated, especially black people coming from people that built pyramids. You can cut that
Do you
piece.
mind being on the internet? Are you okay with your face being on?
My name is Evelyn Murray, and I'm from Emerson. And
Bless your heart. Do you know what we
I'm
have?
also a former president of the Oregon Human Rights Coalition. I used to work with Monoma County Legal Aid, and what we did is 4,000 welfare mothers wrote the legislation that is now in place in the entire country, a new welfare reform. And I feel good about that. So
What
being
was the goal of the welfare?
the goal of the welfare reform was to get people off the welfare rolls, but safety.
And how do
Okay.
you just? I mean, I don't.
How did they get that? Well, as welfare mothers said, that we got caught trying to go to school, because you can go to school back in the day, but if your caseworker said, oh, I'm going to school, they cut you out of the welfare program, and the children would get it, but that means that you had lower money coming in, because they counted your Pell Grant and your Bach Grant, and they put you over top. So we had to get that changed. And we were able to do that through what they call the Oregon Steps to Success program. We wrote that legislation. It took us like 7 to 10 years to push that legislation to get people to
I
sign
better
up.
run now.
Oh no, it's still there.
No, no, no. I'm talking.
Oh well, one of the things is that right now today, from what we did, you have 2 parent household grants where dads used to hide in the closet, so mom get them for chicken food stamp and cans.
Right.
That's out. Michael Stoops was on steps sleeping and going on a hunger strike to get food stamps for the homeless, because back in the day, if you didn't have an address, you didn't qualify for food stamps. Automatically, I'm sorry, you don't qualify. So now people living on the streets can get food your loan that you got, put you over the top to qualify for
Hello,
food
that
stamps.
would be me.
Yes, it was all of us.
I had the disability income, and they told me the school, and then they said they made a clerical error after I live off
It's
my
always a
credit
clerical error.
card. What? Yeah, they put me in debt for
The Maslow
$40,000.
hierarchy of needs down there should be with the nut gatherers called clerical.
Ah!
Okay,
Clerical
that's
error.
one of the nets that they use. Eva Murray, I'm president of Family Nurture and Care for Family. I'm also a member of Grandparents of Raising Grandchildren, and Oregon has the highest number of children in the entire country as wards in the state, which means they're now in the Oregon foster care system.
Well,
So federal government for child welfare sent a team out here in 2001 and told them no, no, no. So Oregonian, who happens to be a governor, spent a little bit of time in some of Oregon's last orphanages. So he was in foster care at one time
wow.
himself. And
That
so,
would help.
yeah, it did help. So when the government came back here, they found that Oregon numbers were really hard than what Oregon had reported. They also found that high number, higher than any other in the country, came out of Oregon's two lowest population, 1% Native American population, and the 4.5% African American population. They found out that there were so many African children that just got off the plane or the boat, couldn't even speak English. If it wasn't for those white churches that represented them as to come over here and live in this country, that sponsored them, you would have African children who can't speak any English, Africans who don't have any citizenship rights, that would not be able to go into the court system and fight for their children. Now, me, personally,
I'm sending you my phone number if you have an email.
I do.
Because I do the vigil here with my friend 99. We're
These are my two grandchildren, Sarah and Izzy.
You're funny.
somebody on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are my two grandchildren, Sarah Baker and Asia Baker. I had to call the 911. Not just 911. I called triage. Police triage. They come out and they say somebody's a million. I called them on my door. Who was suffering from the the libido down. So her boyfriend said, hey, try this. Which really didn't use libido. But with her suffering, try having the affidavit birth laws and postpartum, whatever you call it. And then for her to take the ecstasy, mess with her organic matter. So she started becoming very abusive with the kids. She was already diagnosed. And so I have put into it, I still good luck with us, but this is what the state of Oregon said. Oh, if you allow us to process the case through the court system, then we'll be able to pay you. You can get and you need money to take care of kids. You got extra people coming in. But you know that kind of should be bad for everybody.
You realize that we're interviewing you on Vigil TV while we're getting interviewed. Well, I want you to come back.
I'm grassroots right now.
I want you to come back.
All right.
So we can talk to you.
Yes,
You come back.
I sure will.
Okay, Evelyn, what's your name?
My
Oh, wait, is it okay? It's a public email?
I want I'm public
Okay.
because
we're
our
We're
government
online.
is very famous for taking my big mouth people like me and silence. And the way they do this, go at your house in the middle of the night with police and with a court order, and you go to a mental health system where they shoot you full of drugs and stuff. And when you come out, you're an idiot. Okay? Because they do not want you talking about issues.
Well, I aspire to be a target for that. If I can be a thorn.
So you gotta be public. You gotta be. People don't like you. Gotta be extremely
What's
public.
your email that's for work that we can share?
Family, nurturing, and caring for family.
What? That's your email?
No, go with Granny. Granny.
Wait, this is public TV. Okay.
GRANNYDAY @hotmail.com. My name is Evelyn Murray. You may go on YouTube and find me there. I have a video. You may go on, if you type my name into the URL, I'm going to come up with Facebook. I'm going to come up with a website. And I'm there, and you're going to always see these two babies right here. This is Sierra Baker and Asia Baker. And why do I publicize this grandchildren? Simply because, okay, simply because they took them and put in, you know how you should do slaves or slaves? They put them in the town square and say 18 young bucks, 18, 25 females. That's how they did my grandchildren. They had them on 8 seconds on a billboard. Abandoned children, abandoned children, they put them up at Lloyd Center.
You started?
What got me started, she got raped while she was in foster care, and we had one caseworker. We had one caseworker that she was saying that the big kid was hurting the little kids in foster care, and they said, well, there are no big kids there. The foster mom, when he certified her son's room, and when the state wasn't there, he was still living there, and he filled a tub of water and held him down over and over and over again until she started throwing up and begging for her life, and he sodomized her. He was only 5. And what the state did was cover the whole damn thing up by shutting off all contact. With the case, the therapist said she wasn't happy with it, but she never knew why we stopped visiting.
That's another problem with the nonprofits and the state is that if something really terrible happens, they have to cover it up or they're going to lose their money.
That's right.
And have a public outcry. And
that's right. And I want a public outcry.
Public outcry sometimes doesn't help because everybody hears it's been fixed and all we've done is send more money.
They've had everything. They've had.
I tell them that we need to support volunteers who do things for free, but don't have the resources to both work full time and do the volunteer work that we need as a community to support volunteer work.
Well, one of the things that was supposed to happen under the new welfare reform is that those social. Is that right? Running big at Hotmail.com.
I have to go.
You got that transposed. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Okay, and I do work with K-Boo.
And
right.
Oh, right on.
Yes, I did.
We were talking Right to Survive.
What called RTD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, they're two different groups.
It doesn't matter. You can come together as groups and all to be.
They are. We love you.
We love you guys.
Light a candle.
You know what? I don't
Do you want to light a candle
you
for
know what?
homeless folks?
I don't go for that kind of stuff.
No problem.
You know what I'm saying?
No problem.
That ain't physical.
Okay.
People ain't no candle.
Right.
Wax ain't gonna get the job done.
Now for some. Anyway, I'm sorry about that, but that's what we've been doing all day.
So what kind of following do you have on videos? Do you know which video's been the most followed? Are you keeping numbers?
99 are the most followed.
Really? Your videos that you shot or the one that you were in?
The one that he's talking to people. Okay, so when we started, I was more serious and I was more editing of himself. 99 keeps it real and doesn't, to me, always serve the public consciousness of, trying to understand people who actually are not. You don't need to blame the victim. There's a lot of people, though, that he's holding accountable out here to make other people look bad. That's what I would say. Because you brought up a story about something that's not exactly a poster story for,
She's talking about the 11-year-old.
Yeah.
The story I told you guys earlier.
About the 11-year-old.
Oh, okay. So,
right.
how many views do you guys get in video? Know which one is
No, it all depends. So I try to title them interesting, so you might come across and say, "Oh, I like that one. I'm going to check that one out." It all depends on what title it is.
Is it really? Is that the big deal?
Do you think hundreds of people are looking at your videos?
Yeah, you all group them together. You got you got 5 videos. Just think of YouTube. And you're going to pick the one interesting story you want to look at.
Right. That's another thing. Is when we broadcast live, Occupy Portland has 2 live stream channels that broadcast us. So when we have one viewer, sometimes that's actually a viewer who's broadcasting with a channel who's 7 viewers. One of those live streams is connected globally. Actually, both of them are. So we'll see 4 viewers, but it'll be 30. We just don't know, and they can be around the world.
And so, when did you start working on video with Mary?
It was an idea like months ago, and we thought we should
Oh,
do.
so DVDs together.
When did you start working? Did you start working on digital with Mary?
Um,
The video.
okay, it was months ago.
Oh, so you was he there from the get
It
go?
was an idea.
Maybe
It was an idea. We were
talked
talking
the
about
idea, but we started
reality
shooting
TV.
responsibility
Yeah.
when we got the clear spot.
When was that?
The clear spot was May 1st.
Oh, okay.
So that's when we started together. Before that, I had been doing interviews. 99 was saying we needed a reality TV show. Now we have both, because not only do 99 and I shoot, but, and keep in mind, we have to entertain ourselves while we're keeping watching the people at night. So, and bringing awareness means entertaining viewers. So some of this is fun and games. Some of it's documentation. Some of it is, education. So there's all sorts of reasons to do
So
that.
we got a water truck that comes by here occasionally and spray the sleepers down.
Water out
We had one guy. We had a cadence. A guy come in do cadence, and they cornered him over here in the park, and it took 9 officers on this one guy. So if there was anything happening across town, a couple of your officers was over here just sitting down with their thumbs up their back.
99. What is your given name?
99.
I told her your first name was 90 and your last name was 90.
Alright. I thought I could just ask. I thought that's what you say.
Right on.
Good to see.
Put that on.